on our website, bbc.com/business. Now, one of the world's biggest operators of ports, DP World, is building a new container terminal in Somaliland. The port at Berbera is in a strategic position in the Horn of Africa. It's close to important shipping lanes carrying global trade, but it will also provide an outlet for exports from landlocked Ethiopia, one of Africa's fastest growing economies. Somaliland is not recognised internationally as a country which could be a deterrent to foreign investors, especially as it's outside the global financial system. The economy there depends largely on exports of livestock to countries in the Middle East, as well as remittances sent home by people working abroad. But this new container terminal will also provide many jobs. Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, the chairman and chief executive of DP World, has been telling me why the company chose Berbera to develop a new port.
Berbera has always been an important port in the previous century, but now with the increase in maritime activity in the area and the demand for cargo within Somaliland itself as well as Ethiopia, the port needs to be upgraded. We've been there over a year developing the old one. Now we're ready to expand it.
It has to be a different sort of challenge for a logistics or container port operating company like yours to be investing and making significant investment in a country that's not actually internationally recognised.
I really looked at it in the way that the port basically is important, and we feel that it's a viable project. In our legal research and what findings is that economic activities are allowed among the members states, semi-independent states of Somalia. We have demanded before we start the investment that they should be voted in their own parliament, and they did vote in the parliament of Somaliland. So according to our legal people, it doesn't pose any issue because this is an economic activity. It's not really a political activity or something else. It's a port that's going to create jobs.
Yes, obviously it's going to be a benefit to Somaliland to have the development of a port at Berbera, but also, I imagine, the neighbouring nation, Ethiopia, is very much behind the plan.
Ethiopia is a large country that has amazing growth every year, which cannot be accommodated with one port. It's very risky for them. We did a study that shows that if you put Ethiopia, the whole countries on the Horn of Africa, which means Djibouti, Eritrea, and Somalia, plus South Sudan and Kenya, you would need 12 ports.
And of course, Somaliland could be providing one of those ports. I wonder, though, if the recent warming up of relations, the thawing of relations between Eritrea and Ethiopia could undermine that, because obviously Eritrea would want to build a port.
Well, let me tell you, first of all, Somaliland is not a small country. They are 4 million. While Djibouti, including the refugees that come from different countries to them, they are 800,000. And so this will serve predominantly for their use as well as the Ethiopian regions that are close to Somaliland. The main port for Ethiopia has been 20 years ago Assab in Eritrea, and trade between these two countries ceased after the war. And now, of course, I expect a lot of business to be created, because when there was a war, a lot of resources were diverted for war expenses. Well, today those resources will be diverted to development, which will be good for everybody.
Are you actually betting on the hope that a significant oil industry will be developed around Somaliland, around Somalia, Puntland, for example? Because if that was to happen, the port at Berbera would be quite significant. It would be a big player in the region for the energy sector if it got developed.
Definitely, if a gas and oil were discovered, it's going to add, it will be a bonus, because right now Somalia is a wealthy country when it comes to minerals and mining, which is not tapped because of the hostilities of the war and the pirates and so on. And these economic activities, what we do and others, create jobs for people that they will find a safer, better jobs than risking themselves as pirates or whatever. And so it will add, in our opinion, stability to Somalia. And so when they discover oil, definitely it's going to be even better.
Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem, chairman and chief executive of DP World.